there has been an interesting shift in the way American culture works, a reorganizing, a reset of the culture. You see, the way myself and my parents grew up was that if you want to have a job in a prestigious field, like let's say you want to become a doctor, then you need to start farming your resume. And that means going to various medical conventions, showing that you're up to date with the latest medical practices, offering yourself to do volunteer work at various clinics, and then you have a big enough resume that you can use in order to apply for a job. However, America has a different way of thinking. As I mentioned before, they have resetted their culture. And the most important thing is to get your parents to fuck properly, right? So the ethnicity, the pedigree of a person is very important. The gender is crucial and paramount. The pronouns also, because when you go to a company and they ask you for these things, it means that they matter, right? So that is the number one thing. And then you have to farm your social media, which is very important. Like, which causes do you support? Which political statements you have, right? So if you want to, I don't know, become an engineer, then your position on the whatever thing is happening that time of the month is paramount to whether or not you get the job to fix the bridge. And up till now, it was very easy to know which position you should support. Like, for example, if you went with Black Lives Matter, then it was almost guaranteed that you couldn't be wrong, right? So if you posted online, defund the police, there's too much racismus in the United States, systemic racismus. Now, you probably don't know what systemic means, but you have to type it because that's good on your resume, right? So it was easy. Going with the gays was also a winning position. It's like, oh, what do gay people want now? Okay, parents in school, horrible, evil people. It's up to the government to educate the children, right? Like, if you had like these positions, you are a decent member of society. And usually you get these positions from people much more enlightened than you, people that have maximized their wisdom stat, and these are journalists. Right, so what do you do when the journalists themselves do not know which is the position that people should support? Because right now, as you can see in the Washington Post, democracy dies in darkness, and we happen to find ourselves in a very dark place. Like, literally, there's no light. We do not know which position to have, because as you can see here, CNN fires Mark Lamont in wake of remarks criticizing Israel. Okay, so this is unacceptable, right? So apparently we need to side with Israel. You're not supposed to criticize it. I mean, easy enough, but then as you look here, The Guardian fired columnist Nathan Robinson after a joke tweet about military aid to Israel. So it's difficult. Like, it's not so easy anymore. What do we do? Who do we support? Now, the thing is, you may say, well, perhaps not taking a stance. Perhaps just staying out of this one. We don't have to contribute, but what do you do? Like, the job requires it. Like, if you want to apply for a new position, as I mentioned before, if you want to apply as an engineer to build a bridge, they need to know what your stance is on this particular conflict, and you have to make the right choice, because if you make the wrong choice, well, you can get fired. As we can see, Katie Halper loses job at the Hill after calling on progressives to dismantle the Israeli apartheid. This is unacceptable. You cannot have this position. And then you have AP fires Jewish journalist after pro-Palestine tweets prompting outcry. So as you can see, the media is in complete disarray. People do not know which side of the conflict to support. And there is a lot of darkness among the plebeians. Like, what do they do? How can the sheep organize themselves with no shepherd? The absolute state, isn't it? The absolute state. I mean, what can I... You know, it's interesting that people just can't have a position anymore, and other people just say, yeah, I think your position is way out of line, I disagree. Can we talk about something else? Like, that is not even an option. No, you need to have a stance, and it better be the correct one. Now, what's more interesting is, like, when it comes to journalists, it's a little bit more easy. Like if you're on the side of Israel, it's a shoo-in most of the time, like 99% of the time, depending on the publication. Siding with Israel is the correct response. However, if you're a Twitch streamer, like if you're a Twitch streamer, you're trapped between a rock and a hard place, especially if you're on the left. Because you will notice that most of the young people have one opinion, while the staff at Twitch and the moderators have a different one. What I think is happening, though, and the main reason of why you have this disparity has to do with the fact that for the last decade or so, the universities have taught students that white privilege is bad, colonialism is bad, capitalism is awful, and now the same teachers are dismayed and shocked when the students are not supporting Israel. Because when you look at Benjamin Netanyahu, what do you see? Well, you see a man that's in charge of a capitalist nation. He's kind of white, isn't he? Right? He does have white privilege. And Islamophobia bad. So the student that has finished and graduated a prestigious university like Harvard, he doesn't really think much for himself. He has fact checkers, he has university professors that tell him what to think, and when it's a matter that's a little bit more complex, he doesn't have the correct guidance in order to make the right decisions. And when it comes to supporting streamers, especially for streamers that happen to be Jewish, because they have farmed a very left-leaning audience, which may not agree with their decision. In fact, not even streamers, but Naughty Dog, right? Neil Druckmann, apparently The Last of Us 2 video game, according to him, is based on the Israeli conflict, and now people want him cancelled. Oh, and there was the stream with H3H3 and Hassan Piker. A very emotional stream. Very emotional. Both Hassan and H3H3 cried on stream. I was also moved. If you guys haven't seen that stream, I definitely recommend you should, because it's an emotional moment. It's kind of like watching the Titanic or Lion King. It's filled with real male energy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. As usual, I will see you in the comment section, and if you have time, do check out the pinned comment, and I'll see you guys on the live stream as well. Take care.